Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of The Adventurer, a poem by Dr. Karan Singh. Dr. Karan Singh is the son of the last ruler of Jammu and Kashmir, that is Maharaja Hari Singh. Dr. Karan Singh was born on 9th March 1931 in Cannes, which is in France, to Maharaja Hari Singh and his wife Maharani Tara Singh. Some of his famous works are Towards a New India, Essays on Hinduism, Brief Sojourn, Hymns to Shiva, Other Poems, Hinduism, etc. This poem, The Adventurer, gives a beautiful rendering of the dilemma which an individual experiences in this world. The narrator shows a man fighting the wrath of the world and emerging triumphant. Finally, after all the achievements of his life, he is unable to conquer the fear of death and finally submits himself to its fate. Come, let's see the poem. For I have gone where men have never been, and wandered over countries far and near, and crossed great mountains with no trace of fear, and gazed on many a strange and wondrous scene. Here the poet narrates the existential dilemma of an adventurer. The adventurer says that he is proud of his achievements and declares that he has traveled to places where no humans have ever traveled. He has crossed great mountains. Actually, these mountains means the hurdles and difficulties in life without any trace of fear. He has enjoyed the strange and beautiful scenes of nature. His life has been full of thrill, excitement, and fun. On mighty oceans have I plied my raft, where monstrous fishes close beneath me played, and endless water heaved and lurched and swayed, as tirelessly I hurdled my lethal shaft. He says he has exploited seas and oceans where he faced many dangers in the form of monstrous fishes. The ocean here may refer to mysterious life where every human has to face many hurdles. He has always waded his raft with the help of his strong and tireless determination. He has spent his youthful days in various pursuits. His life was full of action. But now, with the passing of his youthful days, he is reminded of his mortality. That is, he cannot live for many more years to come like God. And through the great primeval forest tall, I plied the lonely furrow of my life, and slew great monsters, waged untiring strife with creatures of the darkness, great and small. He says he has travelled through the lonely forest of his life, facing many hurdles and overcoming it. He has enjoyed through the primeval forest that is unpredictable, challenging, and a lonely life. He continued his journey facing all the difficulties courageously while putting a brave resistance. He has killed many monsters, fought with the creatures of darkness, and won over them. He achieved great accomplishments in all of his pursuits, whether they are great or small. And often as I strove with might and main, and which each victory won for renown, I thought that I have mown my troubles down and conquered fear and death, old age and pain. No matter how much we succeed in life, we have to leave this world. He has worked very hard with all his strength so that he can achieve success and reputation. He has always achieved excellence in all the pursuits of his life, that for a moment he even thought that he had overcome all his troubles and conquered the fear of death, old age and pain. But it pained him when he had to confront with the reality that death is inevitable and he is still a mortal being. But ever were my hopes rudely belied, for wander as I might throughout the world, I could not rid me of the terror curled somewhere within my being, deep inside. We as human are uncontrollable. To control our mind, even though we have achieved great physical achievements. He hopes that his hopes do not betray him, but his hopes have actually betrayed him rudely. Although he has traveled the whole world and confronted all the problems and hurdles, he could not get rid of the fear that is curled deep within his mind. And that fear is the fear of death. It haunts him all the time and he cannot escape that fear. The thought of death reminds him of his limitations, powerlessness, and helplessness as an individual in this ever moving, mysterious universe. For over all our mortal hopes and gains hovers the constant shadow of the grave of time that dims the glory of the brave and lays at waste our labors and our pains. He says death and time will take away everything that has one achieved in his life. Our hopes and accomplishments are temporary. It cannot stand the test of time and death. With the passage of time, the glory of our labor and achievements will fade. He is worried that time will take away all the joys, pride, and glory that he has attained during his ventures. All his success will be turned into nothingness as his grave is waiting for him. The labor, hard work, pain, and boldness that he had shown to achieve success in various fields will go waste and useless. Death will engulf all the great deeds of our life. And what adventure, what exploit will stay with us beyond the folded wheel of death? And what, when we have shed our mortal breath, will speed us on our far eternal way? Death is an inevitable truth and part of our life. The poem ends with a note of pessimism and a real universal truth of life. All the adventures, brave deeds, and accomplishments of our life cannot accompany us behind the dark wheel of death. Once the death has overcome this willful soul and takes us away from this mortal world, our soul will begin another journey, and that is the eternal journey. Now let's see the poem in full. The Adventurer. For I have gone where men have never been and wandered over countries far and near, and crossed great mountains with no trace of fear too, and gazed on many a strange and wondrous scene. On mighty oceans have I plied my raft where monstrous fishes come close beneath me played. And endless water heaved and lurched and swayed as tirelessly I hurled my lethal shaft, and through the great primeval forest tall I plied the lonely furrow of my life, and slew great monsters, waged untiring strife with creatures of the darkness great and small, and often as I strove with might and main, and which each victory won for renown, I thought that I had mown my troubles down and conquered fear and death, old age and pain. But ever were my hopes rudely belied. For wander as I might throughout the world, I could not rid me of the terror curled some way within my being, deep inside. For over all our mortal hopes and gains hovers the constant shadow of the grave of time that dims the glory of the brave and lays at waste our labors and our pains. And what adventure, what exploit will stay with us beyond the folded wheel of death? And what, when we have shed our mortal breath, will speed us on a far eternal way? There the poem ends. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.